So as I said, today is just going to be a nice, slow, deep stretching. So we're going to be starting from the center of the body and gradually moving outwards, up and down, and ending right down in our fingertips and toes. So I hope that you enjoy as much as I will. So just starting with one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. You can close your eyes with me. And just allow yourself a moment of silence. Trying to just tune into how your body's feeling today. Noticing what your breath is doing. With each new breath, gradually inviting more air right into the bottom of your lungs, allowing your belly to expand as you inhale and to drop inwards as you exhale. Continuing with your slow, deep breaths, try to become aware of your posture. Check that you've got even weight distributed between your left and your right foot on the ground, your left and right sitting bones. Try and lengthen your spine, the crown of your head towards the ceiling, that your eyes are level, facing forward, and your chin is slightly tucked in towards your throat. Softening through your shoulders and your jaw. Try to deepen that breath even further, feeling your ribcage expand outwards in all directions. Trying to even picture the little muscles between your ribs stretching as you fill your lungs with air. And as you exhale, trying to empty your lungs completely, right to the very edges of your breath. Soften your face. Swallow to soften through your throat. And then you can slowly open your eyes. Bring your hands down onto your knees. You can widen your legs out to the side. Maybe move forward in your chair slightly. Keeping that length through your spine. We're going to start with some deep circles through the hip and pelvis area. So just exploring how that feels for you today. Moving into the edges of movement that you have. You're getting movement here through the hips, through the lower back, through the upper back and the shoulders as well. We're trying to focus the awareness in that center point around your core muscles, around your belly button and your lower back. Now changing direction. So keeping the rest of your spine nice and long. Moving right into the edges of your available range. Good, then coming to the center with your hands still on your knees. Going to push one hand into your knee and shift your weight to the opposite side. So you're getting a gentle little twist through the spine and then push the other way. Maybe even looking behind you here. So just going side to side, pushing one hand into the same knee to give yourself a little bit of leverage. As you turn, you'll feel a stretch along the side of your body, maybe up into your neck if you're turning your head. Good, then coming back to the center. You're going to keep your legs wide, bring them in a little bit so your feet are facing forward. And standing up, reach your hands towards the ceiling. Try to reach as high as you can. Stretch your fingertips to the sky, lengthen your body. Push your hips forward slightly. And then exhale, coming all the way down. Good. Then to inhale, bring one arm up. And exhale, cross it over the opposite leg. Inhale, bring it up. And again, exhale, cross it over to the same side you've just been to. Inhale up. Exhale, crossing over, allowing for a slightly deeper twist through your spine. Now turning the chest more towards the side, so you're rotating through your spine. Taking a deep breath in here. And exhale, unravel back to the center. Taking the other arm, reaching it up, big inhale. Exhale, cross it over. Gentle twist. Inhale, reach up, back to the center. Exhale, cross over. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, cross over, trying to go slightly deeper into the twist now. Allowing your heart to turn. Taking a deep inhale here, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, gently unravel back to the center. Good, now widening your legs out as far as you can go. So looking for some space in the pelvic area, in the groin. You can place the back of your hands on the inside of your knees to guide them out a little bit further. And just rock those legs a little bit, side to side. You're trying to wiggle a little bit more movement into your pelvic region. Good, so the movement coming from the hips. Then allowing your legs to settle to a point of stillness, but where you can feel openness and stretching through the inside of your thigh. Then coming down onto your elbow on that leg with your palm facing upwards. Feel the stretch along the side of your body. Press this hip down into the chair. Feel your arm reach up, straight up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, try and, in your imagination, bring your breath to the side of your body here to greater expand that side of your chest. As you exhale, reach over a little further. Picturing the line from your armpits to your hip, creating space along the length of your body. Big inhale. Exhale, go a little further. Maybe this time as you inhale, turn your chest slightly towards the ceiling. You can even turn your gaze up towards the ceiling, if that feels okay for your neck. On your next inhale, come all the way back up. Good, bringing your feet back together. We're going to come up into standing, reaching your hands up to the ceiling. Reach those fingertips high, push the hips forward slightly. And then exhale, bring your hands back down and come back down into sitting. Opening your legs out again, creating space. So again, placing the backs of your hands on the inside of your knee. Push those knees out. Feeling the space in the inner thigh. And then coming down onto your elbow. Make sure your shoulders are open. Reach this hand up, straight up towards the ceiling. Pressing your hip into the chair. So your hip and shoulder are moving in opposite directions. Inhale. And exhale, reach that arm over if you can. Good. Big breaths. On your next inhale, maybe turn your body slightly more towards the ceiling, looking towards the sky, pushing the hip down in the opposite direction, so actively stretching the side of your waist. As you're breathing, feeling the expansion through the side of your rib cage. And on your next inhale, coming all the way up. Good. Bringing your feet back together. Coming back up into standing now, reaching the hands to the ceiling. And now bring the hands behind your body, placing them on your sacrum, just below your lower back. Gently pushing your hips forward, tucking the elbows back towards one another. So finding a position there that feels comfortable for you. Your hands can apply a gentle downward pressure towards the ground. Feel how as you reach your elbows to one another, the front of your chest opens up, stretching through the front of the shoulders. Good. And gently release your hips and release the shoulders. Good. Moving now into the hip joints themselves. We're going to come to face the seat of your chair. So humid here today. I'm sweating just doing this. Okay, one foot on your seat. Holding onto the backrest for balance. We're going to gently shift forward into that front leg and then shift out of it. So noticing a few areas of stretch here. The back leg, if you keep the heel on the ground, you'll feel the calf muscle stretching. The front leg, you're moving some mobility into the ankle, knee, and hip. Keep your spine nice and straight. Good. Now you can shuffle that foot forward slightly and then straighten the leg. So keep your spine straight, trying to now stretch down the back of the thigh. And then bend back into the knee. So we're going to do a moving stretcher. Deep into the knee and hip, as deep as you can go comfortably. And then lean back, straighten the front leg, reach the toes to the ceiling. Feel the stretch down the back of the thigh, and then release, bending again into that hip. Keeping your spine nice and straight. Again, leaning back, reach the toes strongly to the ceiling. And exhale, coming forward. One more time, straighten your leg. Feel the stretch down the back of the thigh. And release. Bring that leg down off the chair. And you can change sides. Starting with the foot a little bit closer to you on the edge of the chair. And then shifting forward. Feel now the back leg. Feel the calf stretching. And moving into some hip, knee, and ankle mobility here. You can adjust your foot. So I noticed that my foot is a bit too close to me. It's a bit uncomfortable on my knee. You can move your foot forward or back to where it feels okay for your joints. Good. Now sliding the foot slightly more forward. You can lift the toes to the ceiling, straighten the leg. Feel that stretch down the back of the thigh. Release, bending into the knee and the hip. And straighten out. Toes to the ceiling. Feel the stretch down the back of the thigh. And one more time, bending. And straighten. Toes up to the ceiling. And reaching them nice and high. And release, bringing those down. Bring your foot down. Now turn in your chair so that you're facing the back of the chair. You're going to place your hands on the backrest and walk away from the chair. Keep your knees a little bit bent here. Trying to find length now through the spine, allowing your heart to sink down towards the ground. So imagine my hand gently pressing between your shoulder blades to encourage your spine to sink towards the floor. And then in this position, you can play around with your knees. You could straighten one, bend the other, and alternate through that. See what it feels like. You could straighten both, bend both. So just explore a little bit here with what kinds of positions you could shift your knees or your pelvis into to give you an extra stretch or a different kind of sensation. You can also tilt your hips side to side, like you're wagging your tail, to divert the stretch more into the side of your body. Moving slowly, exploring what you feel. Pay attention to what you're noticing in your body, where your body's saying you should linger here a little longer. Take one more deep breath. And as you exhale, come all the way up into standing. Good, then bringing your hands behind your body, clasp your fingers together. Reach those knuckles towards the ground. So looking for an openness through your chest here. Reach the fingertips to the ground. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Inhale, imagining all the muscles that sit across the front of your chest, stretching as you inhale. And releasing a little as you exhale. One more deep breath. And out. Good, then bringing your hands around the front. Clasp your fingers together. We're going to round the upper spine here. So trying to slide your shoulder blades forward, tuck your chin in a little, and just feeling that, looking for a sensation between your shoulder blades. Stretching out those muscles between your shoulder blades. Good, and release, bringing your hands all the way down. Good, coming back to your chair, so we're gradually moving up the spine. We're going to move a little deeper into a stretch for the upper spine. So sitting forward in your chair, we're going to do a deeper rotation now. So you can use the back of your chair to give you a bit more leverage, or the side of your chair, you decide. You can place your leg, your ankle on top of your knee, and also use this knee for some leverage. So as you rotate, I want you to, in your mind, picture first rotating from your belly button region. So drawing your belly button round to rotate from there. Then inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, rotate a bit further from your lower ribs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, rotate a little further from shoulder height. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, rotate the head, looking behind you. Try and soften your jaw. Soften your hip. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate a little further. Inhale, lengthen. And gently unravel, starting with the head, then the shoulders, then the ribs, and then the belly button. And release. Bring that leg down. Let's change sides. So always starting with a nice long, tall spine. You can take your hand over to the opposite leg. Starting from your belly button, rotate from that level. Inhale, lengthen your spine, rotate from your rib level. Inhale, lengthen the spine, rotate further from your shoulders. Inhale, lengthen, and rotating all the way into your neck. So you are including all the levels of your spine in this rotation. You're trying to. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate a little further. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, gently rotate back to the center. Good. Moving up into the shoulders, I'm going to bring one hand up in front of you, cross it over your body, and use the other hand to gently draw that elbow in towards the opposite shoulder. So looking for a stretch down the back of the neck, back of the shoulders. Lengthen your body up. Nice, long, tall spine. Stretch your fingers wide. Good. Now reach that hand up and over, reaching it wide open as you can. And then bringing it behind your body towards your bra strap, trying to move it towards the bra strap. That's the aim. While you're here, you can take your free hand and just massage the front of the shoulder, pec muscles a little bit. Try to release these muscles that draw the shoulder inwards. Good. You might feel some tightness there. Just giving that a little release. Good. Let your hand come down and take your ear to the opposite shoulder. Feeling the stretch down from the base of the skull into the shoulder joint. Deep, slow breaths. And gently release, bringing your head back to the center and releasing your arm. Good, give that arm a little shake. Moving to the other side, arm up in front of you, cross over your body, bring your hand to the elbow and draw it towards the opposite shoulder. Lengthen through the spine. Feel the stretch across the top of the shoulder, around the back of the shoulder blade. Good, then releasing that hand, reach your hand up towards the ceiling, open wide, spread your fingertips, reach it far back as you can, Bhajan. Now reach your hand behind your body, like you're trying to reach towards your bra strap. And take your free hand and massage into that pec muscles. So from that kind of bony point of the shoulder, the muscle fans out down into the ribs underneath the breast. You can just give that a little massage. You'll find those tender points. Give them a gentle movement. Great. And then release that hand down. Take your ear to the opposite shoulder. Feel the trapezius muscle stretch from the base of your neck down into the shoulder blade. Deep, slow, even breathing. And gently release your shoulder and your neck. Give that a little shake. Now bringing the arm that you've just have had free, bring that up over your head. Take hold of it with the other hand. So use the hand that's holding to lift the arm a bit higher and to draw it over to the side. Plant your hips down firmly into the chair. If you need, you can widen your legs a little for some more stability. Lift and over. Inhale, lift. Exhale, going over a little further. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach your hands back. Reaching them now behind you like you're trying to touch the wall behind you. Open the chest. Push your heart forward. Turn your palms to the ceiling. And then changing sides. So bringing the opposite arm around the other wrist. Lifting the arm to the ceiling and reaching over to the side. Lift tall and reach over. Nice big even cycles of breath. And then coming all the way up. Release the arms back. One more time, reach those hands right behind you. Open through the front of the chest. Palms up towards the ceiling. That's it, nice and open. And exhale, release the arms down. Good, now coming to sit at the edge of your chair. We're moving downwards now, further down the leg. So we've got one leg seated on the chair and the other leg reaching out behind you. So trying to find space across the front of the hip here. You can choose to have your toes tucked in behind you, or you can point them back. It gives you a different type of stretch. Some people can't really tolerate that sensation of the toes pointed back, so you choose. But you can alternate between the two. So feeling your hip bones in the front, they need to be even, facing forward. And try and get your knee behind that sitting bone, so that you're getting an opening and a stretching through the front of your hip. Lift your chest, your heart forward towards the wall in front of you or towards the ceiling. Good. Now lifting both hands up towards the ceiling. Feeling that openness through the front of your body. Nice, deep, slow breathing. Good, release your hands. Then we're going to add a little bit of a twist here. So taking the hand that's on the same side as the back leg, taking it to the opposite knee, and then turn your body away from the back leg. Turning the spine, turning the neck. Nice deep breath in to lengthen. Exhale, rotate. Only going into positions that feel right and good for your body. Gently unravel. Bringing your leg forward, we're going to come back to the center. In the center, I'd like you to fold forward over your legs, so feet are hip width apart. Try and keep your spine long here. Fold forward to bring your hands towards the floor. Once your upper body is supported by your legs, you can let your head hang loose for a moment. Just allowing some blood flow to your brain. Allowing a little bit of gravity to create some traction and opening through your neck. Then placing both hands on your knees, engage your tummy and slowly come all the way up. Good, now changing sides. So bringing the other leg back behind you. Again, tucking your toes under or pointing them back. Up to you. Dropping that knee towards the ground, feeling it pulling back away from the hip. Feel that opening through the front of your hip here. Then reaching your hands up towards the ceiling. Creating that openness and space through the front of your body. Take some deep breaths here. Feel your ribcage expand. Feel the space along your belly expand as you lift out of the chair. It's almost like your hands are lifting your body higher and higher off the floor. And exhale, bringing your hands down. Take the opposite hand, the hand that's on the same side as the back leg, onto the front leg and rotate towards that front leg. Keep your spine long, allowing that rotation to go all the way into the neck. And very gently releasing, coming back to the center. Release your leg. Coming back up into standing now. Bringing your hands towards the seat of the chair. You can bend your knees here. So this might be enough of a stretch for the back of your body, the back of your legs. Don't round your spine. So keep the spine long. You might want to bring your elbows to the seat of the chair or stay on your hands. Bye, Sue. So feeling the back of your thighs stretching, keeping your neck nice and long. And then gently come all the way back up into standing. Then facing the backrest of your chair, going to step 1 foot back behind you and just tuck your toes under. So starting here with a little gentle toe stretch. So just rocking your foot over the toe, forward and back slightly. Trying to bend those toes a little more than they normally do. And then press the heel into the ground to feel the calf muscle stretching here. Keep your spine long and upright. Sit. Good. Then coming out of that position and flip your foot so that the top of your toes are facing the ground. So you're curling your toes under, giving the top of your foot a little stretch. And release. Changing sides. So step the opposite foot back behind you, curling the toes underneath you, flexing them, rocking your foot forward and back a little bit, just to mobilize into those toes. Good, then pressing your heel back into the floor, feel your calf muscle stretching. Keep your spine nice and long. Good, then release, tucking your toes under so that the top of the toes is facing the ground, giving your foot a stretch across the front. Good, and gently release. Moving now into your neck. You're going to bring your hands down to the side and take your ear towards the opposite shoulder. Now turn your nose towards your armpit. The arm that you're looking at can reach over your head and gently guide your head down slightly more. Make sure you're keeping the rest of your spine, excuse me, the rest of your spine nice and long. Bring your shoulder blade away from the head and the head away from the shoulder blade, creating space along the back of your neck. Release your arm and gently bring your head back up to the center. Let's go to the other side. So taking your ear to the shoulder and then the nose to the armpit. And that arm that you're looking at can reach over your head, gently drawing your nose downwards, feeling the length from the back of your skull into the shoulder blade. Gently release your arm and slowly release the head back up to the center. Good, then coming into sitting. You're going to bring your palm up in front of you, stretching into the fingers. So take hold of the fingers, draw them back. So you'll feel the stretch through the forearm, into the front of the elbow, into the palm, and into the fingers. And then gently reach underneath your hand, take hold of your thumb, draw your thumb back. Feeling that stretch into the base of your thumb. And then turn that palm downwards and take a stretch there again. So drawing your wrist back, feeling now the stretch across the front of the forearm, front of your wrist. Good, and release. Give your wrist a few circles. Good. And changing sides. So palm up in front of you, grab hold of your fingers, draw those fingers down, feel the stretch across the front of the wrist, down through the front of the forearm. And then take your hand underneath, grab hold of the thumb, and gently draw that back. Good, keeping your spine nice and long and your shoulders relaxed and soft. And release, now turning your palm downwards, take hold of the top of your hand and draw it down. Good, and release, giving that a little circle through your wrists and giving both wrists a little shake. Then bringing your foot up onto your knee, coming down into the foot now. You can start with a little massage at the base of your foot. So taking your thumb around your heel, applying some pressure through the heel, through the arch of your foot, and gradually moving your hands up and up towards the knuckles of your foot. And then right into each toe. So just giving each toe a nice squeeze and a stretch. Maybe trying to pull your toe out of the foot. Just giving it a little bit of traction. Good. See if you can fit a finger between each toe and spread the toes away from each other a little bit, creating some space between each one. Good. Then taking your hand over the top of your foot, point your toes. So use your hand to help you point your toes downwards, applying some pressure with your thumb into the arch of your foot. Again, just pressing around wherever it feels good. And with your hand still in that same position over the foot, you can try to twist your foot like you're rolling it a little bit. Yeah, that's it. Good. Whatever feels good. Then releasing your foot, do a big circle with the ankle. And change direction. Good. Squeeze your toes really tight, like you're making a fist with your toes. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And release, spread them wide. Then squeeze, squeeze, squeeze tight. And release, spread them wide. And then bring that leg down. Let's do the other side. Bringing your ankle up. And then starting with both thumbs in the heel, you can apply pressure to your heel, going down into the arch of your foot, just giving yourself a little massage here. Move your hands gradually up towards the knuckles of your toes. And then massaging into each toe. Giving each toe a little tug, like you're trying to pull it out of your foot. Just gently. Then see if you can put a finger or two fingers between the toes and spread them away from each other. Like if you have webbing between your feet, you'd be trying to stretch that. Creating space between each toe. And then take hold over the top of the toes and draw them into a pointed position with your thumb now underneath, applying some pressure through the arch of your foot. Soften your shoulders and sit up tall while I'm doing it. Good. And then trying to wring your foot, so a little bit of rotation, shifting that foot forward and back. That's it. Good. And release. Doing big circles through the ankle. And change sides. Good. And release. Bring your feet back down. And sitting nice and comfortably, we're going to come to where we started. So placing one hand on your chest, one hand on your tummy, and close your eyes. Notice how you feel now. Scan your body from the center where we started. Your hips and lower back, upwards into your upper back and your ribs, up into your neck and your jaw and your face, shoulders, elbows, wrists and fingers, scanning down into your hips, thighs, knees, shins, calves, ankles, feet and toes. Think of how every part of your body has moved, but not only the joints and muscles, also the blood vessels and the nerves and the organs. Flushing your body with fresh oxygen and blood, and nutrients. Take a deep breath, feeling your bottom hand rise as you inhale. And big sigh out. And again, deep breath. Big sigh out. Last one. And you can release, opening your eyes. Thank you.